Oh, both Nancy's. Okay, welcome everyone. Happy Easter. Glad you're all here. I didn't think I'd have a full crew, but I do. So right on. That's fun. I have a lot of cool stuff. I kind of nerded out like real quick, and I don't know what happened. I had eaten a little bit of Easter leftovers, and then I took a nap, and then I woke up and I was like, I have an idea. So I don't know how that works, but uh I'm kind of excited to talk about what we're going to talk about. It's one of my favorite things to do. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But first, I want to hear back from some of you about how your weeks. I have a couple videos that I want to watch if we have time. I don't know if we will, but go ahead and tell me, go ahead and raise your hand if you had like a cool experience this week with your horses doing the homework. So our homework was ting points, which are interesting. And I didn't know this, but I had that ting point picture I put up just went crazy. Like everyone loved that photo. And I was like, okay, maybe I need to teach on ting points a little bit more. I did not know that was such an active area of interest. So they don't teach that very much in any of the schools that I went to be honest with you. So I might find someone. I kind of contacted a couple people that do a lot in ting points. So maybe I'll have them on as a guest speaker because I think there's enough interest to do that. So that's definitely something that we can do. Um, but tell me, raise your hand and then unmute about how your week went. Like, what was amazing for you? Uh, you can do that. What was cool? Yeah, Kristen.
The coolest thing with my very stoic, buckskin mare, words of affirmation, it was crazy. I mean, I know you guys probably couldn't hear me. I did not realize that the birds were chirping so loud. I apologize.
No problem.
But like she got closer to me, and that is huge for her because she's a very don't touch me mare. And the fact that that was the entire video. Like she, as soon as I started talking to her, she started releasing. It was just amazing. And yeah, I just couldn't believe it, to be honest with you. It
I
was
know.
awesome.
It's wild. And I was like tearing up at all your guys's videos just because, you know, I talk about being intentional and that's exactly what that is. Because we all like kind of talk to our horses, don't we? Like we all, hey, hey, how you doing? Oh, don't step in that. Oh, what'd you lay in the manure
I know.
for? Right? But it's different when you're intentional about speaking to them and then not only just speaking to them, talking to them about what they're like, why are they so amazing? Because the things with Chester and the things with Georgia are so incredibly different, right? I wasn't, those words of affirmation were not the same. Just like with my son and daughter, they'd be completely different. Okay. So that was really fun. Um, to do that. And I think we need to do that a little bit more often. And then the flip side of that is how powerful your words are. So I'm not going to get into it. I will talk about it someday. But when people speak like names, what we name our animals, I think that's a big deal. And it's been really interesting with me. Some animals I rename and some I don't. Isn't that weird? Some animals, like Georgia, she came to me as Abby. Okay, she is not an Abby. Before that, and I found this out later, she was a Sriracha. Now, I'll be honest with you, Sriracha fits her a little bit better, but that's not what I want to be feeding. I don't want to say, hey, hot sauce, come here, right? I don't want that. So she renamed her Abby, which is the horse that she wanted, the gal that I bought her from. But Abby to me, when I heard that name, I go, oh, sweet mare, just relaxed, anybody can ride her, the opposite of Georgia. Okay. But I wanted to give Georgia a name that was like fits her. It's, powerful. It's a cool, it kind of fits her, how she moves and how she lives. And then also, if she's being super good, she's Georgia Peach, right? Okay. Or when I'm like, knock it off, it's GG. Okay. So, and then, we've all kind of seen people like talk negatively about their horses, right? Like, oh, that idiot, or, you know, calling them certain things, um, even though it's not really derogatory. For example, I just had someone comment, because I was talking in one of my videos about how Georgia, when I first got her, always had her head up. And this woman commented that the people that she got her horse from called him a giraffe all the time because his head was always up. And I was like, oh, I wouldn't call him a giraffe. I wouldn't do that. Now, that's not like the meanest thing you can say to a horse, right? But you're commenting on a characteristic that shows that he's tense and under stress. So I didn't care for that. And I don't know if Shelly's here. Is Shelly here? But I had asked Shelly, why is your horse named Dollar? And I asked her that because it's kind of a new horse to her. And I asked her that because Chester was named Dollar at some point as he was going through homes. Now he was named Dollar because someone bought him for $1. Okay. I'm not naming him Dollar. Maybe $1,000,000. Okay. Because that's what I want him to live up to. $1,000,000. Okay. Billion. Maybe I'll call him billion. You're not going to be called Dollar like you can just be tossed away and it doesn't matter. So Shelly had said that they renamed Dollar. Her husband named him after someone's horse. I don't remember the movie, but it was a positive thing. Like Dollar from this movie. It's some person's horse. So I was like, okay, cool. Right on. That's good. So it was just interesting how being intentional is being intentional, and then also knowing that even when you're not being intentional, you're being intentional. Okay. So that was interesting. All right, what you got, Stephanie? You had a pretty crazy situation.
Am I on? Okay. Hey, I had some dinner. Yes, I had a crazy situation with Magnum, and I was so disappointed that I didn't capture it. But like I said, it was kind of crazy at the time of day that I was doing it because it was almost dinner time. And as you could hear in the video, everybody was pawing.
Yeah.
But as soon as we started interacting, he got that drunk look on his face that when he's really enjoying it. And when I started talking to him, I've always felt a connection with him. And, I showed that to my mom. I sent it to my mom, and she says, gosh, he really loves you, because he just kept nuzzling my face. And even when he was out of the picture, you guys couldn't see it. He was yawning and like 2 inches from my face, and he's not a yawner. He doesn't release like that. So it melted my heart. And this weekend, I drove 4 hours to go see my daughter so that I could go slide, because I'm going to this horse show in Napa, and I'm doing it in a really unconventional way. Reining can be pretty competitive, and there's a lot of really expensive horses that are in training full time, and they stay in these wonderful barns, and Magnum gets the best of care, but I can't afford a $1,700 a month horse trainer to train my horse. And I am going to go. And I kept telling him, we're going to do great. And this is the first time I've got to slide Magnum in since last August. And we had the best weekend. And my daughter just kept saying, well, let me back up. So, he was always in a stall. Until he came to live with me, he had never been able to have a run. And I took him in, and he was in a really nice, like, birthing stall. It was really big. And Bree just kept saying, "Gosh, Mom, he just seems so relaxed this time. You know, he's not upset that he's inside." And we just had the best practice. We rode for 3 days, and he is trained and it comes together, but a lot of times I'm at fault, and I just kept saying, "Thank you, Mags. Thank you, Mags." And I don't know, it's just different. It's just different.
Oh,
And but that special moment with him just wanting to be with me and loving on me, and he was talking the whole time, and I just
oh.
felt like the most special person in the whole wide world because of the interaction that we had. So that was just wonderful. So thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's so special, and I just think going into something like that with an attitude like that is the best way to set yourself up, because going in stressed out or worried or thinking that you need to accomplish something or acting like you need to prove something, it just takes the fun out of it. It stresses you out, stresses them out. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
and
if
that's what I told. I said, it's okay if I don't win a blue ribbon. I mean, I've been very successful locally, but I'm not riding with 200 people. And that's what it's going to be up against. And because I teach, I'm not going to be able to get there and do the paid only, I'm going to drive all day Saturday, and I have two classes first thing Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. So, it's going to be a win if I can just the little things that's what I
Mhm.
keep telling myself. And in the long run, that kind of partnership, I've always thought, yes, it's nice when you can have a trainer, but the thing that lacks is in having a horse and full-time trainer is that you don't have that partnership. You don't get to really know your horse. Horse doesn't get to see that love that you
Oh
want
yeah.
because we all love our horses.
Yeah.
And I think that's lacking when you take them in full time. But it would be really nice to have a trainer in Cody that I could just drive an hour to
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah.
packing up and driving for 4 hours. But anyways,
Yeah.
it was just I could just tell a difference in my ride.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So fun. That makes it a lot more fun. I mean, my main slogan is if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. So, I mean, horses are not supposed to be stressful. They're supposed to be fun, and we're not always going to have a good time. We got to work through things, but the overall theme should be this is a lot of fun. I can't wait to get out there again. So that's pretty exciting. And if you're, I talk about that in my 5 Reasons Your Horse Hates You ebook. Like if you're not a good match, it's okay. Like I feel like we hold ourselves like, well, I love this horse, so I have to keep it. And it's like if you're not a good match and you're not having fun, your horse isn't going to have fun either. So what's the point of that? Like that's not good for anyone. So that's so exciting to see. All right, we had a lot of cool stuff. I have Melinda's video on my to watch if we have time, because that was really exciting. So if you are on my coaching page, check out Melinda's video. There's a ton of cool videos. I also want to talk a little bit about Shelly's experience. I had given her some side homework that was really interesting. She's not here now though, so I'm gonna wait until she is on probably next week, and then we'll talk about her video of I had her do pectoral work from a distance with dollar, and it was wild. So check that out for next week, and we'll talk about that. That was really cool. Okay, homework for this week. Are we ready? Let me pull it up. Okay. It is going to be share it. Leg range of motion. Leg range of motion. Part 1. Leg range of motion. Part 2. And the additional tips on range of motion. Okay, so those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, we are working off of my online clinic. Let me see if I can pull that up for you guys. Here it is. Oh, by the way, it's 20% off right now too. So you might want to Jump on it if you haven't. I'll put it in the chat. Come on, get up. Get up. Nope. Get up and do something. There we go. Okay, here's the chat somewhere in here. Front legs only, Leanne. Yep. Front legs only. There we go. That took longer than it should have. Front legs only. Oh, and then Melinda knew the name. Dollar is the name of John Wayne's horse in the shootist. Yeah. So that's cool. Okay, so this is my online clinic. If you don't have it and you want it, there's the link. There's the coupon code 20% off. That is good till tomorrow. That gets you access to my clinic. It gets you access to my coaching group, which you guys, this is open to everybody. My coaching group is only open to people that have my clinic, and we go through homework every week based off my clinic. So let me show you what that looks like also, because I have that pulled up too. Maybe. Yeah, so here it is. The bonus material, this is under bonus, by the way, guys. Okay. So you have to go to bonus section. We're a little bit out of order. Okay, so this is my clinic here. Now it starts on the welcome, and then it shows you signs and da-da-da-da. Face, head, we've done that. Neck, we've done that. Okay. You're going to keep going down. We've done the forelegs, which leads into what we're doing today. So under the bonus section, it does lateral flexion, which you guys have done. And that's one of the harder things I teach. I would say, and now we're going to do range of motion assessment, front part 1 and part 2 for the fronts. Okay. I would say, this is the most difficult thing I teach. I know I say lateral flexion is one of them. Leg range of motion is also one of them. Okay. Because you need, same with the lateral flexion, you need finesse, timing. You don't want to pull the leg too far. There are a lot of factors at play, and you have to have feel. You have to feel what, you know, you have to be in tune to what you're feeling through your hands. Okay. And that can take some time. So one, don't be frustrated. Okay. Because what I'm teaching is actually safer than what a lot of people teach to do in front leg stretches. So either way, you're better off. Okay. I think we've all seen those stretches where people take the leg and they pull it out in front of the horse. I don't teach those. Because if the horse's leg is tight, you're just teaching them to, one, either protect that area, lock up, or pull back. Okay. So the way I teach, you get to figure out what area is tight, go massage that area, try again, check your work, which I like to do. I like to check my work. Okay. So the first one we're going to talk about is going to be the range of motion for the front, part 1. There's 2 parts to part 1. Okay. As you can see in this right here, this is section A of part 1. You bring the leg to 90 degrees. Now I have these all out for you guys. I'm all organized today, you guys. Okay. So what are we doing? The first part of part 1 is you bring the leg to 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Now, everybody take a look at my form here. I wish you could see me from the back or the front. This is not a full-on sumo stance, but this is pretty darn close. Okay, does everyone see how my back is upright and my legs are underneath me? So, I mean, this is a pretty good riding position, to be honest with you, right? Okay. Please do not hunch over your back and pull the leg up, because if the leg is tight, you're going to hurt your back. I want you to do a sumo stance. Okay. So you're gonna bring the leg up to 90 degrees. Another thing I want to talk about just real quick is don't force your horse's leg up. Ask them nicely and wait till they give it to you. Now, I pick up a lot of legs. I pick up a lot of legs. So I work with a lot of horses that have leg issues. I don't have issues with a lot of horses that have leg issues, except for my own that's in my pasture right now. I got him for free. Still working on it. Okay. Because I asked nicely. And if they don't want to wait, they don't want to pick their foot up, I ask myself, why? Why don't you want to pick your foot up? Is it because people are kind of get in the groove of just walking around and picking their feet up without asking their permission? Do they pull on stuff or squeeze stuff or grab stuff, twist stuff, pinch stuff, tap stuff? Okay. So ask them nicely to pick their leg up. Okay, a lot of you know George's story. Some of you might not, but she was wild when I got her. Okay. I had to fix her feet because I could not endanger someone else's life. I had to fix it before I had the farrier come out. Now, I should have said this to him, but I forgot, and he's awesome. He's amazing. But he was just trimming her, and this was after I had been trimming her myself because I didn't trust anyone else. But he went down and he squeezed on that tendon. Okay, she didn't like that. And she made it very clear. And I go, oh, I apologize. She does not like that. And what's cool is that you don't have to do that with her. So if you just slide your hand down her leg and ask her, can I have this foot? She will pick it up. Just give her 2 seconds, like 1/1000 to 1000. We all have 2 seconds, especially if it's between 2 seconds of your time or your horse pulling back. Okay. That's extreme cases. I'm sure all of you have your horses trained really well, but I'm just saying be intentional about how you're asking your horse to pick their feet up, because we get a little pushy and rude sometimes when we do stuff. Bridling, saddling, picking their feet up, brushing them out, leading them. Have you guys ever seen that? Where people like yank their horse around? It's like, whoa, just give them a second. Okay. So we're taking this foot, this leg up to 90 degrees. Now I want to talk about what muscles I want you to feel for. Okay. So the muscles that are in play in this move right here, I'm going to give you 2 of them, and then I want you guys, well, let's see. Put it in the chat if you can think of what muscles are going to be affected by this movement. Put it in the chat for me, because I'm kind of curious what you guys think. And okay, triceps for sure. Triceps for sure. This is the tricep here. Boom, boom, boom. Triceps. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so what do triceps do on humans? Extend the elbow. Extend the elbow. What do triceps do on horses? Extend the elbow. Okay, that's right. So let me show you this other photo. Whoops. Triceps. Let me find them for you. Here they are. These are the triceps, you guys. Short, medial, long. Okay. This muscle flexes the elbow. So if you bring the knee up to 90 degrees, you are stretching this muscle. So if this muscle is already tight, that's going to be heavy. It's going to be the leg is going to be heavy. So what's something you're going to be looking for? The leg is heavy. Maybe the leg only goes to here, It doesn't want to go up to 90 degrees because the tricep is too tight. Okay, the leg is heavy. If the leg is heavy, it's probably the tricep. Okay, well, what else? What about if the leg pulls inward? What if you bring the leg up and it pulls inward? Okay, pectorals. That's right, the pectorals. That's these big boys. That's these big boys. Do you see how this pectoral comes and attaches down here? Do you see that? Okay, so if this were tight, and it is this little section right here that's going to be pulling that leg in. If this were tight, this strip right here, and you pick this leg up and bring it forward, it's going to bring the leg inward. Inward. Same as your pec. We can all go like this and we can feel our own pectorals. Okay? You feel your own, that muscle right there is your pectoral. It's the same muscle. Okay? That's the same thing. Okay? So if you pick the leg up at 90 degrees and it pulls inward, it's these muscles. And we need to slap, 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 rub, rub, rub. Now, horses can get a little nippy if they have tight pectorals. This also is something you'd check for girthiness, okay? So be careful. Okay. Pectoral. Now, if you pick the leg up, and this doesn't happen as much, pectoral is very common. If you pick the leg up and it goes outward, if it goes outward, it's the deltoid. Deltoid. That's this muscle. Okay. Okay. Now, one more. Let me bring up George's photo again. Okay. Do you see here how George's foot is not straight down? See her toe is slightly tipped this way. Okay. So I want the toe here. I want it straight down. It's not straight down because her flexors, which are right here, are tight. And generally you can feel it because it's going to be right under your hand. It's going to be right under your hand. Okay, so I want this straight up and down. Now, a lot of horses will be very curled here if they have tight flexors. That's why I like to do the leg work before I do leg range of motion. So we have already massaged the shoulder. We've massaged the neck. We've massaged the scapula. Okay. We have massaged these extensors and flexors really well. We've even gone down the cannon bone, even though there's no muscle down there, just to make sure that everybody's behaving themselves. We've gone to the fetlock. We've gone to the cornet band. We've done ting points. We have set this leg up for success. Okay. So now you're going to pick the leg up and see what it has to say. Now, I'll tell you one thing, what's really fun to do, and feel free to do it, is pick this leg up before you do leg range, before you do any of the leg work. See what the leg truly has to say. Because see, you've already massaged all this at this point in time, at least through the clinic. So go to a different horse that you haven't done the leg work on, pick their leg up and see what the leg says. So you're checking for 4 things. Does the leg get heavy? Does it get heavy? Does it not go up all the way? Does it not go up all the way? Is it heavy? That's going to be the tricep. Does it pull inward? That's the pectoral. Does it pull outward? Very rare, but it does happen. And we'll see that more when we bring the leg forward and down. That would be the deltoid. Okay, or does the foot curl? That's your flexors. Now, if this elbow is kind of like back here, that's also the tricep. Okay. And I'm going to show you a cool video of like a really loose leg when we're done. Like hashtag goals. Okay. So things I want you to watch for, please protect your body. Do not be hunched over your horse's leg. I'll tell you what, the one time I hurt my back doing something, I was bent over with a round back and I went to pick up this hind leg of this horse that was very tight on his adductors. And then instead of putting the leg down, to bring it to the back, you know, I had pulled it forward to bring it to the back. I just carried it and it was really heavy. So I was hunched over in a horrible position. And then I decided to walk a heavy leg back about 2 feet. And I pulled my psoas muscle. And I'll tell you what, that muscle is a pain. That was awful. And it's a weird one to rehab too. I'll tell you that. It's not just a normal like, hey, roll that out, because it's on the inside of your spine. Okay. Same with horses. The psoas muscle is on the inside. I know people, that's like a hot topic now is, oh, how do you relax the psoas muscle? Well, it isn't easy. You can't palpate it. Okay. The sacrum's here. The psoas is here. It's under here. It's under the spine. Okay. Anyways, let's see what else. Any questions on that? Let me get a full view of you guys. Hold on. Any questions on that? That's just coming forward, folks. We're step 1 coming forward. Okay. Yeah.
So when you said to look at a horse out of the pasture, I'm confused. Should we take a picture? Like if I do mag, should I take a picture before I start massaging and then after? Or pick
Yeah,
it?
you can.
Okay.
I meant more like, try this on a horse that you have not massaged their legs yet. Because
Oh.
you're going to get this like totally organic, like, oh, their pectorals have been tight for a long time. You know, we've been working on all of these horses, so they've loosened up a lot. You've taken care of a lot of the problems. So I play the game 2 ways, and I don't know if I pick or choose or what, but I can either do range of motion stuff first to tell me what I need to work on, or I can kind of work on everything and then do range of motion after and know that it's going to be better. It's kind of what I like to know. I like to do range of motion stuff first because I want to know how bad it is. And then I do my work. It kind of guides my work a little bit more. And then I do range of motion after and I check my work. That's just what I do. But it's, you can play, you have bonuses and, you know, advantages for doing it each way. So whatever you guys want to do. Do it one way with one horse and another way with a different horse. Okay. So that's step 1. So you're getting a really good feel of what that leg needs on step 1. Okay. Let's go back to sharing here. Step 2. Where'd she go? Step 2 is this one. Okay. So this one's going to tell you some stuff. Okay. So this one, if they cannot get this foot to the ground, actually, hold on. One of the main reasons that this exercise, people struggle with the most, because everyone wants to take this leg way out here. They want to take it. Oh, hold on. Can you guys not see it? Hold on.
No, we can't see it.
Share. Oops. Tell me if it pops up. You can't see that video, that photo?
We can see the picture
It's
now.
up now. It's up now.
Okay. Okay, awesome. Okay, so everyone wants to take this leg and bring it way out here in the front because they think, I got to stretch that leg. I got to stretch the leg. Okay, If you do that, your horse will step forward and you have just lost their trust because you have taken them too far. Okay. Now I know everyone has seen those photos. Look at how relaxed Georgia is here. I know that everyone has seen those photos where people grab the leg and they pull the leg straight out in front of the horse. Okay. And it's taught by schools. It's taught by a lot of people, but, and I do it in specific cases for a specific spot for a specific reason. I do not teach it because I don't want people pulling on their horse's legs. Okay. This is a legitimate question. How is your range of motion? Okay. So you took it up to 90 degrees. You went from 90 degrees, you slid your hand down to the fetlock. That's the other thing. You got to slide your hand down to the fetlock and guide the foot down. Okay. It's just going straight down. You're not trying to bring it forward. If they step forward, you went too far. Okay. You can see she has her weight here. If I were to bring that foot up here, she would have to step forward because she can't relax this leg. Okay. I would rather you start here and then go, oh, she's good there. She's good there. Bring it forward until you can feel it. Okay. So for this second part, we are checking one, the flexors that are back here, because if this leg is not straight, the flexors are too tight. So go ahead, put the leg back in a neutral position. Don't massage a leg that's being stretched. And that's a general rule, not a hard and fast rule, but I like to massage a leg that's not under tension. That makes sense. Okay. Give them their leg back, let them stand, massage the area that you think is tight. Now, what I would recommend is reaching up to it and feeling and see if you can feel where it's tight. You can, you'll feel it. You'll know right where it's at. And then give them their leg back and go massage that area and then do it again. Check your work. Okay. Now she can go further than this and I'll show you because this was my first. Oh, I didn't download it. Never mind. So I started here and I ended here as she relaxed more into it. But please don't try to pull your horse's leg out to some area that you think it should go. The horse gets to decide where the foot goes. Okay. You're just guiding it downward. Okay. Now, so the flexors are being asked how much of a range of motion they have because the knee is straight here. She has great range of motion. What else is being asked? Throw it in the, throw it in the chat if you know. I'm going to show a photo here in a second. Make this smaller. If you guys, yeah. Yeah. Debbie already knows. The shoulder. You want the shoulder to drop and you want the scapula to drop. That's the final piece. Okay. So the scapula, this big giant pork chop, you want that to go from here, the top of the scapula, the scapular cartilage, and you just want it to go pop. You should be looking up and you can see it. It goes from here to here, here to here. Okay. The drumstick, like a pork chop. Okay. So that's another cool thing that you can do. And then after that, and I teach this in my clinics, it's really fun to watch. I should get a video of it actually. I take this hand and I put it behind the knee. Yeah. Jiggle it. Now, I've seen some people, this is another finesse move that you just need to work on. So those of you that have already done Journey Through the Horse with me, remember the spine wiggle? How difficult that was? Okay, this is similar. So when that leg's forward, I want you to go behind the knee and jiggle it. You got to get a rhythm, okay? Because I put my hand right here, and when you slightly jiggle it, you got to find the spot where it's going to jiggle. This whole pork chop moves, and that's how you know you have a released scapula. The whole thing moves. It's awesome. It looks super relaxed and soft. I mean, look at George's face. Okay. So you're going to jig, and it's forward and backwards. It's not like side to side or I don't know. Okay. Forward and backward. Okay. So let me show you right here. There's two muscles that are affected with this one. Can everyone see that? Trapezoid. Okay. Trapezius. Why do I keep saying that? Square. Okay. This is the trapezius. All right. Now, I think this is pretty accurate. There's quite a bit of variation when you look at muscular charts because it's done by artists, right? So sometimes they make the trapezius really big and sometimes they make it pretty small. The front section, which is the cervical section, is bigger. And then this is the thoracic section and it's smaller. How big is it? I don't know. You got to try to figure it out with your horse, okay? But if this leg comes forward, this gets a nice little stretch and you get to see if it's held up there, okay? So it's not going to affect this part because that's going to put slack there. It's going to affect this part. Okay? So oh, there we go. Equine trapezius. Right there. If this leg goes forward, it's going to slightly stretch the trapezius. Okay, and then you guys can see the deltoid here. So the deltoid starts there, comes down, attaches to the foreleg there and pulls it kind of out. Okay. And then the biceps up here. Oh, we're going to talk about that later. Okay, so the trapezius. There you go. So that's going to be loosened up with that movement right there. Okay, it's going to stretch this little area right here. Okay. Okay. That's part one. So 90 degrees, bring the leg to 90 degrees. Which way is it tight, heavy, doesn't want to go, pulls in any direction, inside, outside, forward, back. Okay. Okay. And then you guide the leg down and just guide it straight down and see where your horse wants to take it. Okay. And then that tells you more about the flexors. Now, is this leg straight when it comes down or is it curved? It'll be interesting to see. Okay. And then it tells you about the upper scapula. Is that loose? And then when you jiggle the leg, you get to see a big old pork chop. And if you can see a pork chop, you're doing pretty good. So you don't want weight on this leg. If they put weight on it, you're done. You just got to give them the leg back or put your hand up on their chest and ask them to back off that a little bit. Okay. That's part one. Let's talk part two. Oh, here's, yeah, part of your, there's a written version of what I just said. Okay, part two. We're going to take the leg back now. So let's take a look at that. 90 degrees, once again. Can everyone see that? Okay. So, and has everyone noticed that I've flipped around? You don't actually have to flip around, but I do because it's easier to bring the leg back when you do. Sometimes horses aren't used to people picking their foot up when they're standing this direction. So sometimes I flip around, pick their foot up, and then flip around with their foot in my hand. And then the second time they're like, oh yeah, she does this weird stuff. So just do what she says. Okay. So someone tell me what muscles, and we've already been over this particular muscle. If this leg is, I don't know, like not hanging straight, like hers isn't really hanging straight, it's kind of pulled forward a little bit. What muscle would pull that leg forward? Bicep. Bicep. What does a bicep do? Flexes the elbow. That's right. Flexes the elbow. Same thing. Bicep right here. It's right here. So this is where I tell people to touch their finger right here, right there in that little tiny spot right there. Okay. Because look, check out the bicep. Bicep brachii. Oh, you should call it bicep brachii too, just so you know, because there's a bicep femoris in the back, the hind end. Okay, so this is the bicep. Look, if this is tight, okay, this leg will not want to go back. If this is tight, this leg does not want to go back. So when you pick the leg up and put it in 90 degrees, it pulls the knee forward. Does that make sense? What would you think if the hoof pulls to the inside? Yeah. So that is on the inside of the leg. I've seen that. And sometimes it is the pectoral. Yeah. But it's normally, and I don't have a good picture of it. There are not a lot of good pictures of it, but it's on the inside from the knee going upward. Find where it's tight. And you'd be surprised how much their legs straighten out. Or it's the pectoral pulling the elbow in. Pull that elbow in. If that elbow gets pulled in, it messes up the whole alignment of the leg. Okay. Okay. Good question. You're welcome. So this is the bicep. So what was I saying? If this knee is pulled forward, put your finger right here and feel for that bicep and rub it. Okay? Rub the bicep right there. You can actually just put your finger there, and I'm not sure if it like hits a little button that's in there that we don't know about, but it releases it. Because I'll just tell people, just touch right here. Just touch right here. And the horse goes, oh, I didn't know that was tight, and they release it. Okay? All right. Now, if this lower part of the leg cannot come up to 90 degrees, what is that? Not the flexors. Flexors are in the back. It's the opposite. Extensors. It's the extensors because the extensors extend the knee or the toe or the digit. Extensors, they extend it. So if the extensors are tight, then when you flex it, they're going to go, no, 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 no. Okay, and that's what we're doing right now. We're flexing it. Flexing the carpus. Okay, so if this leg is like down here and doesn't want to go up to 90 degrees, rub from the knee to like right up and down right here in the front. You'll feel it. You'll feel exactly where it's at. You will feel it. And then go up and hit that bicep too. Okay, so this is step 1. Okay, now you won't get a ton of talk about, you might feel a little bit from the deltoid, you might feel a little bit from the pectoral, but you'll feel more of that going forward. Okay. Okay. So then what we're going to do, we are going to, some of this has to go away. Oops. Can I X that? Okay. We didn't lose anyone. Good. Now what we're going to do. Okay. Let's see. If we bring the leg, down and back. Okay. There. Ooh, I was going to get a better picture of this. Sorry, guys. I forgot. Okay. So now you were at 90 degrees. And now you're going to bring the toe down and just let it rest directly below where it was at. Okay. This is going to tell the full story on this bicep, because if they can't do that, they are going to step back. And Georgia actually does step back in the clinic video. And wow, what a coincidence. Her knee was slightly forward too, right? Okay. So again, put your finger up here. Now I kind of did a little trick. I tricked her. I put my shoulder behind that elbow and said, no, no, honey, I don't want you to step back. Because I was like, I don't have time. I'm doing a video here. Okay. but this exposes that bicep for being tight. It also stretches the bicep. Okay. It also stretches the bicep. Okay. There is one more muscle, and this muscle works on the shoulder joint itself, that if it's tight, will make this difficult, and the horse will be kind of jammed up when it tries to go back. You get bonus points if you know what that is. It has a relative. It has a brother or sister. Okay. Anyone know what it is? It's a fancy one. It's twin muscles. Yeah, you just rest the hoof. You rest the toe. They don't, no weight on any of these. You're looking for complete relaxation, like Jello, you know, like Jello legs. You want to be able to jiggle, jiggle, jiggle everything. So if they step on it going either direction, doesn't count. It's just telling you they can't quite do it, so back off a little bit. Okay. All right. Anybody got it? Rack eye? No, I mean, yes. But there's one more. So we talked about that one already. That was a brachii. That's the bicep brachii. There's one more that works on the shoulder. We're going to talk about it. Let's see. Is it that one? Let me find it. Here it is. You guys are going to like this photo because it's going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Look at this. This is the supraspinatus. Okay, and it has a sister called infraspinatus that goes over here on this other side of the scapular spine. This is the supraspinatus. Do you see that it attaches right here? Okay. So if this is tight and you try to bring this leg back, it goes, whoa, that's too much. Okay. This is the shoulder joint. That's the shoulder joint. That's a cool photo. Okay. So when you, and I'll tell you how I know when it's this muscle, because the shoulder goes from, I don't know if it makes it better if I stop share. The shoulder goes from like this, and then when you try to bring it back, it brings the whole upper body back. It doesn't bring the shoulder back because this is tight. It does not bring that back. It brings the whole body back. That's how you know it's the supraspinatus. It's too much. They'll also step down because they can't drop that shoulder and let it down. Okay. Oh, I talk a lot. Okay. So I do want to, I wanted to get, maybe I'll just do them next week because some of those videos were super cool. But I want to show you guys a video, and this is in my clinic. This is under the bonus section. And this is under the extra tips, whatever I called that. Additional tips on range of motion. And it's the first 3 minutes, okay? So I want to share it with you. Oh, let's see, how much of a pain in the butt is it going to be to find that? Let me look. Let me see where I have it. Because it's pretty awesome. I mean, and the reason it's awesome is because this horse's legs are completely free. Okay, so that's why I liked it. Oh, I'll just do this. Okay, cool. Yeah, I got you. Hold on. Where'd you go? Here you are. Okay, share screen, and we'll watch the first 3 minutes of this. So you guys that don't have my clinic can get a little taste here. I mean, this is a bonus material, so it's not my stuff, but share. Okay. Okay, so this is my clinic. I go through all of that again. Additional tips for range of motion. Okay, the first 3 minutes, let's watch it. Oh, actually, we talk about her dogs getting skunked first, so let's skip over that, shall we? Come on, work with me. This is Renee. She's in Europe somewhere, I think. She's got a bunch of draft horses. So that's pretty cool. Here we go. Come on, you can do it. Also, those of you not in my clinic, I have, if you go to my public page, Winning Your Horse's Heart with Erin Sauer, and you search in the search bar leg range of motion, you will come up with a lot of stuff. So let me do that quick, seeing this is taking forever. Okay, so here's one, for example. Never mind. Oh, this lady's cool if you guys follow her at all. She's awesome. She does dissections. So if you go to my site here, and you go here, and then you go search, you can put leg range of motion. Okay. And then you can find a whole bunch of stuff. This, oh, this was cool. Look, look, do you see that, everybody? Okay, how that leg was, look at it. Look at the tricep here. So flexors, tricep, we got a bunch going on. I had to just wait it out. So feel free to watch that video. That's super cool. That horse is really interesting. Oh, I got a huge release out of there at the end too. Okay, here's leg range of motion again. Okay, so there's a bunch of videos on this. Here's pectoral. So look at some of these fussy horses. Okay, they get real, and here's a nice example of a pectoral that's tight. Okay, because I tried to do a circle with the leg and the leg could not come out at all. So there's a little side note for you. You should be able to do a circle with the leg. Do you see how that leg won't go out? It goes in and forward and back fine, and then it won't go out. And see how she had to step down? That was fine to me. I didn't care at that point. Okay. That's hind legs. Hind legs. Okay. So we got a lot of cool stuff on there. Just go ahead and search it up. Why is this not loading? I'm going to try one more time. And then hopefully, oh, sure, whatever. So first section of this is bringing the leg up to 90 degrees. So you guys see how well that elbow moves? That elbow and scapula move nice. See how straight that leg goes straight down to the hoof and how relaxed that there, it kind of flared up a little bit. So that was a little bit of tension. And then she brought that leg down at the fetlock. So you have to slide your hand down to the fetlock in order to guide that foot properly down. Okay, so that leg is super nice. You see, I see that scapula drop. Gorgeous. That's a nice, loose, relaxed leg. So that's the goal. And the mare's like, hello.
And there's not stretching on the part of Renee. She's allowing
exactly. No stretching, pulling, yanking, or jolting.
Okay.
She just guides it.
Right.
So a lot of times when they have tension, that leg kind of pulls up and does jigs and stuff. So you just have to help them through that by holding that leg. Okay, so here's another view. I like her form because she's protecting herself. See how nice that leg hangs straight down? Then she goes to the fetlock and watch the scapula as she guides it down. Now she's not pulling it forward because if she were to pull forward, it would be too far and the mare would fall forward.
Okay.
She's just guiding it kind of straight down, jiggle, jiggle, jiggle as she goes, which I like to see because anytime you hit tension, you can help them jiggle through it. That was nice. So this mare is really really relaxed and released. So this is kind of goals. You might not run into this. Look at how nice that fetlock is there. That fetlock kind of goes like this, no problem. That's gorgeous. And then she has her hand in front of that knee, and she's going to help guide that knee gently back as she lowers the fetlock to the ground. Look how nice that fetlock is. It's just like there's no tension there at all. There, she has her hand on the cannon bone. There, see how that just goes back and gently sits down? I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So that particular horse, very loose. Very loose. I don't run into them that loose too often. So don't expect that, but I liked her form, and I liked how she didn't take the leg too far. I liked that kind of that leg was, you know, she was cradling it like a baby, and it was like jostling. Okay. So I like that. That was good. This is more difficult, so don't feel bad if you struggle with it. Please reach out to me this week. Shoot a video to me, let me see it. And we'll get a lot of tips this week. We'll get a lot of tips going so that you can get really efficient at this. I mean, I was trying to think of a nice way to say this earlier, and what I came up with was the reason I'm set apart from people that do this for a living is because of the stuff that I do with the lower legs. They do not teach this in school. So this is a combination. They teach the normal stretches in school, which I'm not a fan of. Okay. This is a combination of some movement stuff that I've learned through biomechanics. Masterson method does a scapula release. That's awesome. 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 You guys know I love Masterson method. He does a great job explaining it too. Fantastic. Okay. And then also I've made the connection between the muscles and what's being held up. So instead of just trying to work through it, I go, what muscle is that? And I go and I find it, and then I work on it, and then I check my work, and it's very efficient, and the results are awesome. And a lot of freedom has come to a lot of horses because of this. So I think you guys can for sure do it. Most of you guys have like a lot of horses. Yeah. Most of you guys have a lot of horses. So try it out on all of them. They're all going to be different. As most of you have already found that. Okay. Anyone have any questions? This is kind of one of the harder things I teach. Don't be, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, great point. Actually, this is fantastic to do for your farrier if you like them. Do these things for your farrier. Now, instead of bringing them a beer, you can just say, hey, instead of the beer, I relax the horse's legs for you. You're welcome. Okay. So just do this before your farrier comes out. Walk them for 5 minutes, do the leg range of motion. It's going to be a different set of shoes that get put on when your horse isn't struggling. Yeah, horse shows. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, Kristen.
So are you just wanting us to like assess it, or do you want us to do the range of motion and then go back and massage the pectorals or whatever, and then do another one? Like what? Because that's going to be a super long video. So I'm just kind of wondering what you're wanting to see.
I want you to take your horse through the full range of motion and then see what you can learn from it, and then do the work yourself, and then go back and check your work. Yep. Good question. Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, right on. I'm a little over. I couldn't help it. I knew this was going to be good. So this clinic is on sale if you don't have it till tomorrow. So feel free to grab that 20% off, Easter 20. And that's it. If you have questions this week as you're going, whether you're in my clinic or not, please message me. Okay. Message me. I got it. Right? No problem. All right, guys, have fun with this. I'm looking forward to it. Can I buy it for a gal that is leasing? Yeah, of course. And listen, you guys, I'm not here to make a million. So if you have friends that need help, show them one of my videos. If you have a video that you're like, listen, this could help you. Say, hey, come over to my house for 5 minutes, watch this video, and we're gonna go try it on your horse. Do it. Okay? I want people to know how to help their horses. That's what matters. Okay? All right. Have a excellent Easter, the rest of the Easter. Message me if you got questions. See you guys later. Bye.